official pagana, bronya ni chegunyina ni yeji confession. So whatever it is that you're about this Christmas, be careful, because if it's confessions worthy, it's going to find its way here, and we will use you and your story to be a life education for other people. I am seated and I'm always super excited when it's a gentleman in the confessions booth. Traditionally, we teach our men not to talk much, not to vent, not to complain, not to even confess. But when you see a strong man is one that is vulnerable enough to share his confessions. My dear, you are a strong man.
Yes, indeed. Miss Nancy, I'm a 50-year-old businessman living in Accra, married to a very beautiful and well-endowed woman.
Okay, when you say well-endowed, how do you mean?
Miss Nancy, I mean, your curves alone shows how she also is.
I see.
Yes.
Well-endowed means that she's now a glass figure. The body is bodying her.
Yes.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Yes. And we have 3 kids.
Together. How beautiful.
Knowing her and marrying her, I realized she was one woman that was enthused with education and having a career. And so I always supported her until she completed, and then we had our first child.
Okay.
After that, I realized she needed to put whatever she's learned into practice.
Okay.
So I helped her get a job, which is well paying.
Oh, great.
Yes, that was a multinational companies.
Okay.
So I got for her.
Okay.
But Miss Nancy, lately I'm not seeing my wife well. She's been too busy. I visited her at work on her birthday to give her a surprise. And to my dislike, I went to the office and her boss had already gotten her a flower, a bouquet. And I kept asking questions that which boss will give their workers flowers instead of maybe chocolates for their family.
Okay.
Then we were given the chance to say something about her. My wife is one important and hardworking lady at the office.
Yeah.
So they organized something small where I got a chance to talk about her. I said all the good things I'm supposed to say for my wife.
Of course.
Then there again, the boss shows up, then gives so much, I see it as intimate comments of my wife that I'm not happy about. That she is good, she has motivated him, she is the pillar behind a whole lot. It makes me uncomfortable, even though it has made my wife a successful woman.
Yeah.
Even when she's at home, she barely comes home early, and when she's at home, the boss will still call her and ask her for jobs while she's in the house.
Okay.
It makes me so uncomfortable, Miss Nancy. I've asked her to readjust things and come back home, or I don't see where this marriage is going.
Whoa. I mean, to an extent where you would have it cost your marriage?
I wouldn't want just that boss bring my beautiful marriage to an end. That is why I would need my wife to comply with me.
And come back home.
And come back
Stop
home.
the work.
Yes.
Resign and come home to be a housewife?
If that is the situation, yes.
As it is now, you need her to leave this particular job for now.
She should leave the job and come home.
Is she not fulfilling her duties as a wife, as in the management of the home? Is the house clean? Do you have food to eat, you and the children? Are you eating healthy and sleeping well in a comfortable environment?
All that is happening, but
it's done, eh?
We miss her. My wife that I married and how we began is not the same, and I want that passed back.
And how about the bedroom? Has she been present in the bedroom, fulfilling her duties?
No.
She hasn't.
No.
That is his confession. He's seen her. She was assertive and a go-getter. Currently, he feels that her job is coming in the way of the marriage and is giving an ultimatum. It's either your job or our marriage. He simply says, I miss the woman that I married. Let us go into the studio and have a conversation about this, because I know most of you are experiencing same or similar. You have not dared to share your confession. But hey, it's an opportunity for you to learn a thing or two. Myself too. Let's go into the studio. This is Confessions. The ladies are already ready after we heard the confession. I'm a career woman myself, and I intend to settle down with a man. And my mind has been all over the place about if my husband one day says, why do you go to work at 7:30 or probably 6:30, we leave home that early and come back after 7 p.m. or at 8 p.m., what would I do? I love my work. I love my work. I love the impact that my work has on other people. What would I do if I have to choose between my career and my man? You are a lady. What do you think?
Good evening, Miss Nancy.
Good evening, love.
So I think I will not give up on my career also. But then I think the man hasn't done enough for himself. Because if he was able to use his resources to push his wife that far, and then for him is not getting that glory, I think he hasn't done enough for himself too. Because so far as he has been able to help his wife to that extent, he should be able to be someone people also recognize as his
And
wife.
revere.
Yes.
So
Because
for you, it's because he's not growing.
he shouldn't be the same person his
The wife-
wife met. He should improve on himself, just as the way his wife has also improved on herself.
So that's her opinion. Yes, my lady.
Hi, Miss Nancy.
Hi.
Thanks for the opportunity. So I would like to say that the man has a genuine concern, okay? And he's a good man. He's been supportive,
Yeah.
very pivotal in the wife's achievement. Then again, he says he's envious. But I wouldn't say he's envious. I think that he feels insecure.
Okay.
Why? Because, for instance, when he went to the birthday party, the
Went
boss...
to surprise his own wife in her office.
Yes. The boss was, showering her with lots of nice words and all
So
that.
that he was rather surprised instead of he going to surprise her.
Yes. And so I think, and also he said something that he knows his wife is not cheating. And so it means that there's some trust there.
Yeah.
He trusts the wife. So I only think that he feels there's a possibility that he could cheat in the future.
Yeah.
Because for women, when you find someone around you who's been nice and all that, you might fall for it, even though you didn't plan to. And so I think that's the issue. He's insecure.
All right.
But I don't think he should ask the woman to quit the job, because the woman is going to end up unhappy, and an unhappy wife,
Yeah.
the home
She
will not be.
creates an unhappy home.
Yes, the home will never be happy. So I think what the woman should also do is that she should acknowledge her husband. I mean, when you're given the opportunity to speak, for instance, you could say, oh, I wouldn't have been here without my husband.
Yeah.
Try to channel some
The
glory,
power of
some
words,
accolades.
affirmations.
Yes, she should try to channel some to the man, because indeed he's a good man, and
Yeah.
he's done great with you. So
All right.
let's
Thank
know.
you. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's a good one. You can pass the microphone. The first gentleman to speak?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Good evening, Ms. Nancy.
Good evening.
You're
It's been a
looking-
while. Thank you.
Thank you very much for me.
What's up?
by God's will. I would want to say that the man gave up everything to make sure that his wife has achieved her goal by being a career woman.
The man connected her. He didn't give up anything.
Yes, please. So he connected
Yeah.
his wife,
Yes.
to get everything.
Yes.
Now, in every organization or in every...
And when she went there, she proved herself. She worked hard. She earned her space. She
yeah.
justified her inclusion.
Yes, please. So she, there's an occupational hazard which comes with being a career woman.
Yeah.
Like, for example, you're a career woman who is at TV3. I can use Ms. Nancy as an example, a great presenter here. There are a lot of male colleagues who come around you, you take pictures and everything. Your husband is not supposed to be pissed off because of your work you do.
I'm currently unmarried. Please don't spoil my market.
But what I'm saying is that your husband shouldn't have been pissed off or bored because it comes with the job. And at the end of the day, it's not like you are cheating, but then you are bringing money home and you are serving everyone. So the guy...
He has no business.
He's just jealous.
Oh.
That's what I feel. He's just been jealous. Yeah.
Well, thank you. I think that I need to bring in my resource persons now to join the conversation. Tonight, a fine gentleman of God I adore. His name is Reverend Dr. Abraham Boateng, and we all know him as Pastor Little. Pastor Little is from the Methodist Theological Sure. Mwah. It's always good. Please, write by me. I love you. Yes, and to join him again is our very own Counselor Kweku Edumata. Please, Counselor Kweku Edumata is also on tonight. Hey, Opa. Happy Shabbat. Oh, did I say, please have a seat. And Counselor Kelly Daniels, he is a relationship consultant and a family advocate. Ladies and gentlemen, Counselor Kelly Daniels joining us here tonight is going to be another good one.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
You are welcome.
Yes, sir.
So on Christmas Day, we're dealing with a jealous husband. A man that says that her work, her career is taking my place. I need my wife back at home because there was a time that she was home and he loved it and he felt good about it. But currently, she is being praised all over the world. Is this the challenge that career women are facing?
Good evening and Merry Christmas to our cherished audience who are always with us and those who are watching us from around the world. We're so happy you join us. God bless you.
Amen.
And Miss Nancy, you look wonderful. You look exquisite. You look splendid.
I love it.
Oh.
Please, don't mess up my relationship with all the praise. That's an issue we are dealing with right now. My partner out there would be saying that, and the men are always giving her compliments.
The partner out there, please come quick.
Yeah, partner out there, do the needful, yeah?
Yeah. So we see in this story a very interesting perspective to the reality of marriage.
Yeah.
Why do you marry? My uncle here will always tell you, why do you marry? Mm-hmm. And this young man, there are people who have receptors for comfort, receptors for pride, receptors for achievement.
Okay.
So I'm a young man and I'm looking for a woman who will be by me.
Yeah.
So I don't mind working 24/7, she's just by me.
By me.
Because that person have receptors for acceptance.
Okay.
And mostly, some believe that guys who are last-borns, who have lived with their mothers, who have lived in a certain context, have certain receptors. So he's looking for a woman who will be by him. There are others also who are looking for a woman who, like myself, I love it when women ride nice cars, when women are on top, when women are doing great things.
Yeah, we love men like you too.
You know, because it's nice, it's nice to see a woman with some nice Range Rover Vogue and going. It's so beautiful.
Yes.
Women know how to do it best.
Yes.
So those have receptors for achievement.
Okay.
And there are those also men who have receptors for pride. It's like, this is my wife. That's all. And you have to be a wife. That's it. Now, back to the story that was told. The gentleman said initially things were okay. Now, we come to the woman. Where do you draw the line between your work and relationship? There are some women, when they get married, now get married to their work and forget that you are a married woman, a wife. So you have to draw the scale and the balance. When I go home, I'm not the CEO. When I go home, I'm not the boss. When I go home, I am a wife.
The gentleman agreed that the home is well kept, they have enough food, she's managing the home well.
So what we ask is, what is the precipitating factor? The question was, what about their sex life?
I asked, and he said, not so much.
So that is precipitating something. And men need sex to survive. So if
we also need sex to survive. The only difference is that we need good sex to survive. It's either we're getting it good or we're not getting it at all.
And good sex is relative to the context.
Well, good sex is when the woman also comes. Ladies, are you here?
So to wrap my point up, Ms. Nancy, what we are saying is that they should just sit, know your role as a CEO, at the workplace, do it well, everything. Come home, be a wife. Be a wife with the children, be a wife in the kitchen, be a wife in the bedroom, be a wife at leisure time.
In totality.
In totality. And again, this young man, this is not a young man, 50 years or
50
so.
is a man.
He's a middle-aged person. You should realize that there's no cause for alarm. And like one of us said, the woman should give him assuring speech. Oh, I'm here because of my husband.
Okay,
This is my husband.
We get tired. We get tired. We want to be pampered. We don't want to be the ones massaging your ego on a daily basis. I want to sit, relax, and feel like a queen. When I'm always massaging your ego, it's as if I'm doing the work.
Miss Nancy, like beget like. If you want it, we also want it. If you give us, we give you.
Well, you have a point there, doesn't he? Offer and Kelly,
Yes,
to come to you. How far should the appreciation of a colleague go?
Higher.
HR systems. Are we supposed to be throwing parties, bosses throwing parties for workers? Is it not me that will bring my own food on my birthday to share with my colleagues? What my CEO, my COOs, unless it's an award that is in the interest of the business image. Why would they be throwing parties for me? And according to him, the things that the boss said, that the woman is his pillar, is he your wife? How do you get to say someone's wife is your pillar and your backbone? The choices, how far can we go? I think that we need an opinion of an HR expert on this conversation, and we're going to get it. But to you, Ofa.
Yes, ma'am. With the HR thing, let's put it somewhere for a while. But you see, when you lose appreciation, when you lose attention, your expectation is dead.
Okay.
Watch these three things. So here is a man who says, I have given you a startup. I was there for you. I kill everything. It's excellent. He's also expecting that reciprocated.
Yeah.
For me to also know that, oh, my Juma, my and that is not coming. To the woman too, she has taken the job as my world. She hasn't taken the marriage as the real being. And so I go to work, I perform, my boss likes me and all that, so I will do over. So from 7 to 7, he's still with the boss. They've all made a mistake.
Yeah.
They've all made a mistake. They don't understand what marriage is about. And just like Pastor Little said, drawing the line between work and then your home. So the man should go back and search for, what is it that I can get out of my wife to get me grow?
So, Ofa, have you thought about the fact that it could be that this man is feeling this low because the wife has grown above him?
I don't know what's I have married you. We are growing together.
Isn't now the power of me being the best thing in the home, me being the leader, me being...
You see, when you take this this very perception into marriage, you will always become like, mention my name first, give it to me first. That is not worry. It's not. You understand? So are you saying that every good thing should come to you? It's immaturity.
Yeah.
Are you also saying that everything that goes on, there's no wisdom? We are growing together.
Yeah.
And so Miss Nancy is my wawa. Charlie, tonight you were excellent. You know what?
Yeah.
I will say these things.
Yeah.
Even if you come back and tell me, oh, I'm also no good at, I won't take it that way.
Yeah.
Because I'm lifting you up.
Yeah.
In marriage, we lift each other
up. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Kelly, still on that.
There are two people missing it here. The husband has a side where he's missing it, and so does the wife. But then it tilts more to the wife because she has played out way too many situations that might want to make us tilt the pendulum to her way. But let's deal with the man first of all. You are her crown, no matter her altitude in her career. At the end of the day, it's your name going places.
That is if she's
That's
adopted.
if she's humble enough to say she is Mrs. His name.
Yeah.
And that in itself is a menace in society today, which we don't want to go into.
Okay.
But then let's believe that this woman carries his name. That in itself is a plus, knowing that where my wife goes, regardless of the height, my name goes. And I don't need to be on the red carpet, as it were, with her. As long as she's bearing my name, I made her who she, it's because of me she is who she is, whether she tells me that or not. I should be self-sufficient and secure and balanced-minded to know that the higher she goes, the better we are together. Fundamentally so.
Yeah.
But then, as much as that might even be in place, there's no man's ego which wouldn't be bruised when the accolades supposedly meant to be accorded to him is not given. And I'll explain this to you. Every man has a character of God in him.
Yeah.
Look, God's greatest delicacy is praise. And if God's greatest delicacy is praise, not sacrifice, not thanksgiving, not worship, but praise. And if he created man in his own image and likeness, you should expect that the greatest thing you can do for a man is praise him. Especially when he's not even doing enough. In fact, when your praise should be highest is when he's not even supposedly meeting that need. So it boosts him to do much more, and he becomes an improved version of himself daily because he knows that affirmation is coming from a quarter where it matters the most.
Yeah.
That said, fast forward, we should also know that he did all that for you because he wanted you to be better for us, for you and him.
And now I'm better.
You can't
and you are
be better for yourself. Now, the story didn't tell us that the man was less in any way in life. He had it all, and he had enough to make her who she is. So this is not inferiority complex.
No. He didn't have it all. He says he connected her to a multinational company, and she's grown on the job.
Okay. But he didn't say that he is less in his personality either.
He didn't say that.
So it means that at least he's self-sufficient.
Okay.
Let's suppose so.
Yeah.
His worry is not the height of her career. His worry is the less or least acknowledgement of the wife to him, either privately or publicly, and the fact that she is not delivering when it comes to the bedroom.
Okay.
The only reason
and the
a woman...
adoration she's also receiving from her boss.
Yes. The only reason why a man's head would go into shreds is when he's not bedroom fed.
Okay.
When that goes wrong, every other thing happens to just have a loophole in a man's mind. Could it be because of this? Could it be because of that? Could it be because of the other?
So for you, when the bedroom is fixed, every other thing will be good.
When the bedroom is fixed, most of the things are so... Even if you are a rude wife, a man would likely ignore all your... Because in his mind, that's childishness.
Yeah.
If you are a rude wife, and I'm not saying you should be rude, by the way, but if you have this kind of characters, but in the bedroom he is worshipped and served, you've got a man on your side.
That's a good one. Thank you. Thank you. This is Confessions on TV3, and the conversation gets more exciting. We'll be right back. You are welcome back. This is Confessions on TV3. Tonight, I'm doing this with Dr. Abraham Boateng, Pastor Little, as we adoringly call him, and Councillor Edumata is here, and of course, Kelly Daniels. So it is a good conversation, and you all are being wonderful. You know that? Appreciate yourself. Appreciate yourself. Thank you. You had a question or a contribution?
Yes, Ms. Nancy, good evening. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, love.
Okay, so what I wanted to ask before, it's a contribution although, but I want to ask this first. Does she do all her responsibility as a wife and a mother in the house?
Yes, he said yes.
And also, does she subsidize the husband in terms of
financial support?
If
he didn't say
yes, then I think the man is being insecurity and immature. There's insecurity here and also immature here.
Yeah.
Because in this stone economy, I'm calling this stone because it's very hard. Listen, Nancy, people are suffering.
Yeah.
Families. And you've gotten an amazing woman pursuing her dreams to subsidize you in terms of paying all this kind of expensive rent and all bills and all that. And you're complaining. Because a lot of men out there are looking for such opportunity, but they don't get.
Yeah.
And so I believe this woman is incredible.
Yeah.
She's hardworking and a woman of substance.
Yeah.
So, like, I think this man should rather call the wife and talk to. Both of them need to understand themselves what they are doing, not to allow her to stop the work she's doing.
All right.
As a beautiful career woman who is passionate about her work, the husband connected her to due to her intelligence and smartness. It is okay for him to be jealous because he feels she's gaining all the recognitions and sweet words from the boss. It is okay. But I, for one, personally, at the end of the month, if you want me to quit my job, you would have to pay me every month.
Okay.
So that I can also bring something to the table. Because why should you be intimidated by my success?
A man should not be intimidated by his woman's success, is what this pretty woman just said. And for her, if I'm getting paid to take care of my beauty needs and my family, why not? You gladly stay at home. Hey, we have been hearing of stories of how important it is for the man to have a bigger income, for the man to be financially more stable than his woman. And this kind of, you are great and your woman is good out there, is able to help the home. Where the woman earns more or has more prestige than the husband, it affects the marriage. Is that true?
Ms. Nancy, this should not be the case.
It should not
be the case,
but it is the case.
So let me first say something to what my sister said. You see, I will advise, if you are a woman working and your husband says stop working and come home, one, he should pay you at the end of the month. He should pay your social security. He should give you all your insurance. He should give you all your allowances. If he would do that,
love this as a for?
If he should do that, then if he would do that, then fine.
Yeah.
Back to the substantive issue. There is a developmental problem here. We tell our young girls, oh, somebody will marry you in the future. A rich man will marry you. It's about time we tell our young girls, we train them that, look, grow and develop, be powerful, be strong.
Hey,
yes.
Also for
that is where we should get to.
The small one that we are cry with the sofa.
Miss Nancy, that is where we should get to. When we are self-actualized, we define love differently.
It's true, though.
Love should not be defined by want or needs.
Needs. Offer.
Miss Nancy.
Shouldn't monkeys play by sizes? The broke should go to the brook. Because the women, it looks like in Ghana, I know so many women that did great. It's either when you are doing great, you don't get to marry at all, or when you become great, you have to come out of your marriage.
Miss Nancy, I always say that before you decide to go marry, do you know what you're going to marry? Today, it's a bit empty. Tomorrow, do you know what will be?
It would become.
So this, what we are seeing now is the tomorrow aspect of it. The lady is doing well, and the man doesn't even buy into
So why do the women want out of the marriages when they self-actualize?
It is also as a result of who they are, where they are coming from, the people they talk to, what they are seeing around. You see, if you're a woman and you know who you are and you know what you are to do, you don't look outside the window. You remember, in the Kings, Prophet Elisha told the woman, go to your room and shut your door.
Yeah.
You women, you don't shut your door. You always want to expose. And so trying to compare yourself and trying to let somebody see that you are good, and that is what you want.
Yeah.
But the moment you get to the affluent stage, please, that is where you submit yourself.
Yeah.
That is where you become a wife. Do you know a wife? A wife is the one that is full of wisdom. A wife is the one that intuitively they are able to fix things.
Yeah.
Oh, my own country, no affects all they are too. Very faithful and fruitful. And he's always evaluating. What are you doing in the house? Yes, you have a job, you have everything, you are getting everything right. So you should go back to the drawing table. The next aspect is that the man should come down. That is the benefit and the result of your effort of helping your wife.
Yeah.
And what you have to do now is what he ought to do is to have a serious conversation. Hagosia, papa. But dear Koso. Hagosia, my own only boss. Yes, you see, throw it in. As if we are just talking easily, but you're serious.
Yeah.
I was the way they come you. If I don't know birthday way and say, me buy no Marisa. For all you know,
they don't do that. They would rather fight you. They would never tell you that this action or this relationship is making me feel jealous and insecure. They would rather talk about every other thing than admit that you are making them jealous.
It depends on the man in question. It depends on, but I feel that if I tell you what is worrying me, you should be able to buy into it.
Of course.
Yes.
We all love that, girls, don't we? Yeah, Kelly, you wanted to come in.
Truth be told, let's be realistic here. All things being equal, at this moment, the man is not rigid on she leaving her job.
Yeah.
He's excited at her peak.
Okay.
And believes she could do more. Let's agree. The second thing I want us to agree about is that the man does not have an issue with this woman's boss hailing her, per se. The issue is this woman is not giving her husband the kind of praise she's receiving from the outside. The truth of the matter is, if my woman gives me all the praise and affirmation, it's not just the words that I want to hear, it's the heart from which it's coming from that garnishes my soul. So when she's hearing it from outside, in her mind she's saying she can't wait to get home, to pour the same and much more on me. Remember that our first love is God before we find a spouse.
Yeah.
And God is not jealous of how much our spouses give us praise and the other way around. But give God his place. Give your husband his place so much so that even when he knows that you're about to go on a work trip with this boss, he's your chauffeur to drive you to the airport to meet that same boss. Yeah. Because he's secure in your balanced understanding of how to manage and balance both home and work. That's the second thing I want us to understand. The third thing on ground is this. No man would know that his wife takes him as numero uno and not mind making her go the whole wide world. Yeah. So the issue here is not how other men praise you. You should expect that other men will praise your wife based on how high she goes. Yeah. It comes with the job. It's part of the hazards. But your security is, how does this wife see me beyond how others see her on the outside? A woman who treats me right would hardly flirt with another man. No matter the capacity the man, any other man is bringing on the table. Yeah. She would just, if it is her boss, she would see it as a strict official compliment. Sure. But if it is something else which I'm not getting in the house, which another person is giving you, and you're not even giving me sex, go, come on, you're doing something.
This is a good conversation happening here. we have heard professionals, and now you know how far you can go officially and what you do that is unofficial. We need to work hard. We need to be in a healthy emotional working environment. So do we need to know the boundaries that we need to create with our colleagues and superiors. Alafia, are we good?
Very, very good.
Hey, I see you dripping in money, all designer wear and all that.
Miss Nancy, confessions.
Yeah, confess. Confess. Where's the money coming from? You're dripping.
All over, all over.
We give glory to God.
And Merry Christmas to all Ghanaians and all our
Merry
church viewers.
Christmas.
Miss Nancy, God is a jealous God. And God made man in his own likeness. So men, automatically, we are jealous. But we are afraid to admit it.
Yes.
There may be a jealous. Now, so you are a ferry, you suru, you buy a bonfia, see a becatre a man and say you're jealous. Insecurity brings all this. Aside of that, let's go to our women. We beg you. Some of us would love to support our women. Some of us would love to support our colleagues that we are working with. We will encourage you, or we do encourage you, to do all things to get up there. But when you get there, don't look down on us.
Yeah.
When you do that, automatically we'll be jealous. When it comes to the home, the atopan is always important. The atopan is always very, very important. Atopan, atopan, atopan. When you don't give men sex, you keep saying, I am tired. You keep saying, you can't touch me.
Thank you. We thank you.
It's too much.
Now, let me take the opportunity from all the great women at Media General, from our CEO, Mrs. Beatrice Ajimang, to our head of HR, Auntie Amma, we love her so much, to our PEFA, and even to myself, and all the presenters with husbands and darlings. We want to appreciate the men that are pushing us to be great and doing awesome out here, because we are hearing of a man who wants to stand in the way of the wife's progress. So if you are an MG husband or boyfriend, this kiss is for you. Mwah! My producer, Portia Fafali, the work she does at Media General. At dawn, she is here. Morning, she is here. Beyond confession, she does great, concepts and productions for Media General. And her husband always allows her. I think he's an adorable husband who needs to be celebrated. Yeah. Mr. Papa, we love you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. All right, the conversation is really, really exciting and interesting here. Ofa, you have something to say before I go to the lady in red.
When you marry me, you marry me for what? You marry me for growth.
Yeah.
You marry me for forward going.
Yeah.
I mean, anything that is of a positive.
Yeah.
And so two things that we need to be looking at is that you are not in competition with me, but you are complementing
me.
Yeah.
Encourage me.
Then say, stop it.
Yeah.
Get to know what you're marrying. And it's about the complementing aspect and not competition.
Complement each other. Men do it for the women. Women do it for the men.
Sure.
Woman in red.
Hello, Miss Nancy.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you too. Thanks for the opportunity. So, Pastor said something which I really liked. I want to hit upon it. I wouldn't say I'm suggesting, I'm advising the man in question right now. So growing up as a young lady, I heard people saying, oh, unye na so waria bema be show. Unye jumakra bema be show. I'm the same young lady growing up, hearing these gentlemen say, mbide me mpa oba onye career woman onye juma me mpesa. So as a young lady growing up listening to, I quite remember some time ago, I was going somewhere in a vehicle. The gentleman behind me was like, and here lies the case, I'm passionate about my job. Yeah. So if you want me to stop the job and then come and sit at home, that means you don't think about me in the first place.
Yeah.
You want me to come and sit at home. Yes, I want to do a business, but that's not what I want to do. I want to be a presenter. I'm passionate about what I want to do.
Yeah.
So what I want to tell the man is, I understand his insecurities, but he should just, he and his wife, have ambitions and goals to settle as couples. They should just sit down, talk things through, and then he should just relax. That's what I have to say for him.
A deep one. Thank you. Thank you. Ben, do you have the microphone?
Yes, yes.
Yes,
thank
keep
you.
it close to your lips for me. Thank you.
Someone was talking about communication. It seems to me that that's very, very important in that in relationships, sometimes we're not communicating very well.
Yeah.
And in this particular case, I don't think he really was honest with himself or knew what he was getting into. All this time supporting her, praising her to get through this and to make these achievements. And then when the time comes around, he feels another way. And then he's not even communicating his true feelings.
Yes.
He's not saying, he's being superficial with the words in which he's projecting to her.
Yeah.
Saying things like, oh, I don't like this, or I don't like that, or I'm angry about this, I'm angry about that. Versus saying, hey, you make me feel less of a man.
Yeah.
You make me feel effeminate,
Yeah.
or demasculating. He's not really talking to the core of how she's making him feel. And it's really a simple fix by just being honest and having an honest conversation with how you feel. But he's not getting there. He's talking superficial. And oftentimes we do that in communicating. We're not talking about how we really feel.
We are wrapping up the show tonight. It's been understood that the man is not insecure. He's just frustrated in the bedroom. And when that part of your life is not being attended to, everything is in a chaos. We're wrapping up with our little suggestions and contributions to the man and to the wife. Kelly, I need you to speak to the man. Ofa, I need you to speak to the man. And I need Pastor Little to speak to the wife.
Right. To the man, I would say, regardless of how you feel, which we now understand and we have diagnosed and well treated, insisting on her quitting the job is unrealistic.
Yeah.
You're not being a man to take a woman back to the 0 point where you raise her from, elevating her to become. And so because you're not selfishly getting what you think you deserve, you're taking her back. I think that's not a man, that's a boy in question. Okay? So that is wrong. So leave her there and educate her on the implications of what she's doing wrong. Get her all the counseling she needs and all the physical, sit-down bedroom talk we need to get to know, and so that we can both grow together than you growing alone. That's one thing I need to tell the man.
And then you add your Christmas wishes to it.
Why not? Well, the second thing I'm going to say to this man is, congratulations. You have made an icon out of nothing. Not every man believes in their wives so much so in putting so much into their wives, investing so much into their wives to become what your wife has become. And so we greet you, we salute you. You had all the connections. You could have used it by yourself. You perhaps would have kept quiet. But you chose to believe in your wife, to bring your wife this far. For that, we celebrate and congratulate you. Well, for Merry Christmas, I would say Merry Christmas to every single person who has followed, who has cared, who has DM'd, who has believed in me. All the while, this goes to you to say I appreciate you right back, and you are all lovely to me.
Thank you, Kelly Daniels.
Ms. Nancy, the American Bearman said he has done well for doing the startup.
Yeah.
But that fear that is in him, he should kill it.
Okay. Kill the fear.
He should kill the fear. He shouldn't anticipate any doom, but rather make sure that you discuss it with your wife.
Yeah.
The plus, the minuses that you don't want. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
So what is it that I had to say to you that it can curtail it?
Yeah. Offer. Merry Christmas to your family, your children, your...
Merry Christmas to Sabid your time, your parents.
Oh.
You two me for.
Oh.
There was set to Columbia, she's a warrior, Merry Christmas.
A very interesting Christmas message from Councillor Dubata. Pastor Little.
Yeah.
To the woman, and
yeah.
then your Christmas message.
To the woman, I would say she should be a wife.
Sure.
All-round wife.
Yeah.
And mindful that the home is key. She should fulfill her obligations, sexual obligations, and all other obligations. It's not just work, 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 work. After work, you will come home. Home must be good also. I want to use the opportunity to wish each and everyone watching us Merry Christmas, and particularly to those who are following us on the Love Like Sobolo stuff. Merry, Merry, Merry Christmas. God bless you all.
This has been Confessions. My name is Miss Nancy. Confessions was brought to you by MTN Everywhere You Go, and we truly appreciate MTN Ghana and wishing all the MTN staff a very Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to my father, Eje Duanane. He's in Ghana for Christmas. We're going to have a swell time. To my daughter Odishia, to my sisters, Sarah Addison, Nanama Safwa, and to my brother Enoch Edwanane. Family is everything to me. To my stepmother and to my family in America, Buno, Atasimanso, Santasi, all over the place. I love you guys. You're amazing.